Saving money feels harder than earning it, not because people lack discipline, intelligence, or ambition, but because the human brain is fundamentally uncomfortable with delayed rewards. When you earn money, something happens immediately. There is feedback, there's movement, there's proof that effort produced a result. The brain interprets this as progress, and progress releases motivation. Saving money produces the opposite experience. Nothing changes. Your environment looks the same. Your life feels unchanged. And for the brain, no visible change means no reward. The brain does not operate on logic alone. It operates on emotional reinforcement. Earning money feels like expansion. Saving money feels like restriction. And restriction, even when beneficial, is processed as loss. This is why spending money often feels easier than saving it. Spending produces sensation. Saving produces silence. And silence is deeply uncomfortable for a brain that evolved to respond to stimulation and immediate feedback. Another psychological reason saving feels harder is that the brain values certainty in the present more than safety in the future. The future is abstract. It exists only as imagination. The present is concrete. You can experience it directly. So when you choose to save money, you are asking your brain to sacrifice a guaranteed present experience for a hypothetical future benefit. From a neurological perspective, this trade feels unfair. This resistance is not a character flaw, it is evolutionary programming. The human brain evolved in environments where the future was unpredictable, and resources needed to be used when available. Saving only made sense when resources were visible and tangible. Food could be stored, tools could be kept. Modern money is invisible. It exists as numbers on a screen. The brain struggles to treat those numbers as real protection. This is why people can fully understand the importance of saving, and still avoid it emotionally. Logic and emotion are processed in different systems. Logic understands long-term benefits. Emotion prioritizes immediate safety and comfort. When these systems conflict, emotion usually wins. Saving money also creates identity tension. When you save, you deny a version of yourself access to pleasure, comfort, or social expression. That version resists. The brain experiences this denial as a threat to identity. It feels like you are shrinking your life, even when you are actually stabilizing it. Earning money expands identity. Saving money feels like contraction, and the brain prefers expansion over contraction, even when contraction leads to long-term freedom. Another layer is emotional association. For many people, money has always been associated with relief. Spending reduces stress. It provides comfort, distraction, and a sense of control. Saving removes that outlet. So saving feels emotionally unsafe, even when financially responsible. During stressful periods, the brain prioritizes emotional regulation over long-term planning. This is why people often save less when they feel anxious, even though saving would help them feel safer. Saving money also forces the brain to confront uncertainty. When you save, you are acknowledging that something might go wrong in the future. That awareness alone can create anxiety. Spending avoids that confrontation. It keeps attention anchored in the present. Another reason saving feels harder is that progress is invisible. When you earn money, effort is rewarded. When you save money, restraint is unrewarded. There is no applause for discipline, no social validation for quiet preparation. Society celebrates consumption, not preservation. Spending is visible, saving is private, and the brain is highly sensitive to social reinforcement. The brain also treats saved money as unavailable. Once money is labeled as not to be touched, it creates psychological tension. The brain dislikes blocked options, it prefers flexibility. Even if you never plan to spend the money, knowing that you could reduces anxiety. Saving removes that sense of flexibility, which creates discomfort. Saving money can also activate deep beliefs about worth. Some people unconsciously believe they do not deserve stability. Earning money confirms value. Saving money requires believing that future comfort is deserved. For people with insecurity or scarcity conditioning, that belief feels unnatural. So saving becomes emotionally heavier than earning. Memory plays a powerful role as well. The brain remembers past financial instability more vividly than present security. Even if your situation has improved, your nervous system may still be responding to old environments. Periods of scarcity leave lasting imprints. Missed bills, sudden losses, moments of helplessness. These memories teach the brain one lesson: this can happen again. So when money improves, the brain does not relax. It prepares. Preparation feels responsible, but emotionally it feels like anxiety. People who grew up with financial instability often feel anxious even when objectively secure. Their brain is protecting them from repeating the past, and protection does not feel calm. It feels tense. As income grows, responsibility grows with it. Money stops being just about survival and becomes tied to obligation. Family expectations, dependence, social roles. Now failure feels heavier. You are no longer afraid of discomfort, you are afraid of letting others down. The brain treats this as pressure, and pressure sustains anxiety. Another factor is that society rewards worry. Concern is framed as responsibility. Anxiety is confused with intelligence. People who worry about money are seen as realistic and mature. Calm is often interpreted as carelessness, so the brain learns that relaxation is dangerous. Anxiety becomes a habit disguised as discipline. This creates exhaustion. The mind is constantly preparing for futures that may never arrive, while missing the present that already exists. And because this anxiety appears functional, it is rarely questioned. People assume it is normal. The brain fears change more than it fears stability. When finances stabilize, the brain starts scanning for disruption. Not because disaster is expected, but because change is inevitable. Stability feels fragile. Fragility activates vigilance. This is why people often feel more anxious during good periods than bad ones. In bad periods, the threat is visible. In good periods, the threat is imagined. Imagined threats are harder to resolve. You cannot fix what has not happened, so the brain stays in anticipation mode. Anticipation feels productive, but emotionally, it is draining. Money ties attention to the future. Planning, forecasting, projecting. The more money matters, the less attention stays in the present, and when attention leaves the present, anxiety fills the gap. Financial anxiety also persists because people try to eliminate it. The brain resists elimination. It responds better to understanding. When you try to silence anxiety, the nervous system interprets that as danger and amplifies the signal. This is why telling yourself to relax rarely works. Anxiety softens when it is understood. Financial anxiety is not predicting disaster, it is expressing intolerance to uncertainty. Once that is recognized, the relationship changes. You stop asking how to eliminate the feeling and start asking what it is trying to protect. People who save consistently are not more disciplined by nature. They have trained their nervous system to reinterpret saving. They associate saving with relief rather than deprivation, with freedom rather than restriction. That association changes everything. Saving never becomes as emotionally rewarding as earning in the short term, but it becomes easier when the brain stops confusing restraint with danger. The difficulty of saving is not a failure of character, it is a mismatch between modern financial systems and ancient instincts. Once that mismatch is understood, saving stops being a battle of willpower and becomes a process of rewiring perception. And that is why saving money feels harder than earning it. Not because something is wrong with you, but because your brain was never designed for invisible futures.